So we will wait for just 1 minute to choose others. Yeah, all of you again write your name and roll number for the attendance for this class. Yeah, so let's continue. Yeah, let's continue. So in this topic we are going to discuss some details about GUI libraries. Okay. Or it's a graphical user interface libraries. So what you mean by GUI libraries and what are the features they are providing. So GUI program is nothing but it involves a lot of codes. As we are saying, this is GUI libraries. That means it consists of different library classes. So it consists of, or it can involve lots of codes or program. But for many different applications, much of the code is same. That means that it can be used for many different applications, and for most of the applications, the codes are same here. For example, a class library is set of standard classes, include properties and methods for use in a program development. Okay, so what they are saying, we are having a class called class library, so it's nothing but it's a set of standard. Basically, it consists of a set of standard classes that include the properties of class and different methods defined in class for the use for a program development. The common code part of the library are first one, what are the parts we are having? The first one is creating and dispatching the event. The first was that we have to get a message or get a event from the user and dispatch that event. Second common part is telling you that the user is realize the window and redisplay the window and etc. This deals with the resizing the windows and redisplay the windows for the user. Third one is code for the GUI components, right? Book and field of button, menu bar, dialog boxes, etc. Right? So we will look for different GUI applications and tools. That is, please look for your different buttons, menu bars, and dialog boxes. But the library is upside and down. The library code call your codes, then you can call library codes anytime. Application framework. Now, all the application frameworks, all application framework is completed. Application framework is basically sometimes we can call as a software architecture also. It is set of reusable software for a particular domain. What application consists of is basically a set of reusable softwares for a particular domain application. General applications can be general purpose set of classes with pure virtual functions as for the more specific versions. Then protocols for using this virtual function, then set of protocols are used to using this virtual functions. Then overall control structure given by the framework code. Then the application writer supply exact functionality of the method. Okay, so these are the some applications, you can say advantages of using application framework. Okay, so these are the functionality provided by them. It contracts with a simple class because if you prepare the simple library class for application framework, you can see here. In a simple library class, basically what I do here, we are having our code. The code is interactive with the display function. Okay, let's see our code, whatever code we written here, we will interact with the library function whenever the program is loaded or whenever it is executed. But in the case of application framework, we are having a framework here, okay, which is nothing but set of usable software that are particularly used for certain domain of applications. Okay, a domain of applications which consists set of classes with the pure virtual functions, okay, that are used for more specific versions with a subset of protocols are using for executing these functions. And application writers supply the exact functionality of this method. So whatever the methods are defined here, now should be provided the exact method for that. Now, instead of program code, you will have your framework here. Now, your framework will interact with the user code. Okay, so it is slightly different from what we have in general programming language, where the code will be extracted or will be linked with the different library functions during the execution. But in case of here, the framework will be interacted or the code is interacted with the framework. Okay, the framework at the time of execution. So whenever you execute, the framework will interact with the user to perform certain tasks or certain functionality. The next slide. So, uh, so in this slide, we are going to discuss a comparison between Microsoft Foundation class and other library files that we are having. So, as we know, all GI libraries are top to down and having such properties. So, using an object-oriented language means we can employ classes on the library classes and use and use the code and make it templates and the functionality of polymorphism. So MFC provides more in the framework than some of the other smaller GUI libraries. So for example, like empty applications get a bunch of menus and a toolbox where MFC provides a selected code for your application. Now you can see in this is a window which is created by the MFC. Okay, the window which is created by the MFC. Plus, here you can see that. So the application part is empty now. This nothing is there in the body of this window, but there is some toolbox. Okay, now this will where we have the toolbox. There is a dialog box. This that which is named as empty. Then certain toolbox are used here. Okay, toolbox there is a menu bar. You can see where the we having different options like file, edit, view. Along with that, we have the toolbox to perform certain applications. So what actually it says the MFC framework will just the concept of object-oriented language. If it is using object-oriented language concept, that means it will consist of some classes, reusable classes, format templates, and the concept of polymorphism or inheritance properties can be used. Then to enhance the components, okay, to enhance the component, the color chooser, dialog box, file browser are much more. So these are some tools options that can be used widely and can be used easily. So what is the advantages and disadvantages of using application framework? So there are a number of advantages of using the application framework for designing. There are some of there are some of disadvantages also there. Let us first discuss what are the advantages of using application framework for designing of Windows desktop application. The first advantages is it requires less code for writing. The size of the code is very less. So what is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it? The size of the code is very less. The reason behind it because as we are using the number of library files, okay, so this library file is already predefined, so user does not require to write the entire program. Okay, so this is one of the major benefit of using framework, where the size of the code is very less, so time consuming for implementation or development is very.
सर आप म्यूट हैं।
Okay, the second one is reusability of code. Okay, so we provide the program or the code can be reusable. So reusable can be the same code can be reusable, or we can apply the concept of polymorphism of C++. Okay, so what are the benefit of reusability here? So the user can focus on different applications instead of focusing on same. We can say giving the time for that one, it can be easily focused. So as we are using the same program, okay, so it can be used additional feature to it. This is the benefit of using. So what happens? We are already having an suppose function or toolbar. So what user can do? User now can focus to enhance this toolbar or add some additional feature to the toolbar. Because for designing the toolbar, the code is already available. So instead of again designing the toolbar, what user can do? The user can focus to enhance it. So this is the benefit of using reusability in framework. Third one is uniform look and feel to application produce. So it will provide uniform looks which feel for the applications that can less frustration for the user and the customer. Again, there are some disadvantages for application framework, like large learning curve. Then many producers show lower applications or slower applications. Many producers slower application. Many be harder to do exactly what you want. So it is very hard to find what you want and what you want to execute. Example, you want a different look and different feel that you want to design that part. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages. So the question can be framed in this topic is like what what do you mean by application framework? Okay, what do you mean by application framework, and what are the benefits and what are the advantages and disadvantages of application framework? Okay, so this question can be framed from this topic, right? So then, if the question is asked, so you have to explain about the application framework, why we are designing the application framework, and how application framework are different from the user programming code or user programming platforms. Fine. Then, what are the advantages of application framework and what are the uh, disadvantages of application framework? So these are the things you have to explain with respect to this topic. Okay? So again, you have to remember the application framework generally used for uh, designing of GUI libraries. Okay, or we can say graphical user interface application, or we can say it is basically used for designing your Windows application program interface. Okay. Now, now let's see how we can use MFC in our programming language. Okay, how MFC can be used. So, it is basically used to derive from a base classes to add some additional functionalities. Okay, so whatever the base classes we are having defined, so it will be added to that classes to add some additional functionality to it, uh, or we can say adding of some new member functions and member classes. So the important thing is how we can define the classes. Okay, some classes can be used directly or we can say directly. This is some of the definition or some of the classes that can be used in your NFC program. Now, one of the classes is CO object. Okay, CO object. Second is CWNT. Okay, but again, your CC and target. So these are three main classes that are used by the NFC. Okay, so CO object are basically deals with your application architecture, then file server management, then your expectation handler, okay, handler, then your CCMP target class basically deals with your Windows supporting system, and CWIT are basically handled with your frame windows, dialog boxes, your view control, okay, then your control bar and this one. Okay, तो कहने का मतलब है आपका जो भी MFC classes है, fine. So MFC is basically used to add some additional features to your base classes. Okay, or you can say whatever the base class you design. So when you implement your base class, the MFC will be automatically loaded at the runtime. Okay, so what happened now in your base class, you can directly access this MFC PDFI library classes. So basically, there are three important library classes in MFC. So these are the three important library classes that we are used in MFC. The first one is CO object. The CO object basically deals with your or related application architecture. So whatever application architecture is designing of your Windows. The issues that are related to design of Windows are defined by CO object, or we can say application architecture classes. Then all your exceptional handlers are used in this class. Then all your file server management, all different files that are required to complete its tasks are used by them. Our second class is known as CCM target. So it is basically used to Windows supports or whatever the Windows is needing internal or external support, and it is provided by it. A third is CWC windows. Now it provides the actual view for the user. Like all your, it will be used to create a frame for a window, all your dialog boxes, okay, all your control tools along with your control bars and other properties that are present in your window. And all together, basically, these are the features that can be provided. Now, let's see what are features that can be graphical drawing, control system, control support, or graphical drawing, object, menu bar, command line, or database support. Okay. Then DA database support also provides synchronization between the process, then Windows socket program. These are the all features are provided with this. And some of the data structures that can be used for implementing this, you can see here as a can array list is used, map is used, or for the communication purpose, internet service are also used. Now, as we already discussed in the previous, as we discussed in the previous slide, so the main objects in MFC classes are first one is CO object, is a base class for which all other MFC classes are derived. Okay, so what is that? CO object? CO object nothing but it's a base class for which all other MFC classes are derived. Then CO WND is a base class for all window type and control. Okay, so it is again it's a base class, but this particular is used for all windows type and control. Okay, then there is other classes like C dialog, C frame, win, C win, app are primary classes used for in applications. Okay, like C dialog and C frame encapsulated the functionality of creating window. So what these two classes will be doing? This is basically encapsulated for improving the functionality for creating a window. Then C win app, it is encapsulated for the improve the functionality to creating and executing the Windows applications. Okay, or we can say Windows desktop applications to enhance the concept of it. It is used, and we need the objects derived from kinds of both kinds of classes in order to create a functional in MFC. So basically, these two classes are needed to create a functional in MFC. Okay. Now, this two classes is very important here because these are the two main classes in MFC. We can say these are the main two objects in MFC which is responsible for deriving your window or designing your windows. So along with that, some other classes or objects are there which improve the functionality of your Windows application. Okay, like C dialog, C frame, and C wins are some objects which is used for which is encapsulated to enhance the functionality of the window. Apart from the other objects are also present. Okay, or user can also be design the classes or object as per his requirement. So this is something we can say how we are implementing the what MFC program or what exactly the MFC program is consists of. Fine. How or we can say how we are using the MFC classes. So, okay, then we will. Okay, then we will stop here. Okay, we will end our class here. The next class we will discuss further. We will look at a program. Okay, we will execute a program. Using that we will discuss how each and every classes. Okay, so once we will implement a program, now it will be better clarify how the classes are basically used, or what are the role of each classes for the designing of Windows, and how it improves the functionality, or we can say how these classes are encapsulated to improve the functionality while creating the Windows. Okay, so we will discuss in the next class how, with the help of a programming language, and that will be further clarify your doubts. So we will stop here and we will continue our discussions in the next